Hey everybody, how you doing? I want to call this meeting to order. So can we go into roll call?
Senator Abdul. Senator Atlan.
Senator for University College, present.
President Bradford. Director Billings.
Director of External Affairs, present.
Senator Bing. Senator Coakley. Senator Dixon. Senate Lead Ganama. Senator Gordon. Senator Hardy. Senator Igberry. Senator Johnson.
Senator Honors College, present.
Senator Jones.
Senator for American Minorities, present.
Director Lopez. Senator Martin. Senator Mobley. Senator Olufemi. Senator Rhodes. Senator Robinson. Director of Procedural Operations Snell. Senator Solis. Senator Trantham. Secretary Torr. Senator Vance.
Senator for Registered Student Organizations, present.
Vice President Veeder.
Vice President Veeder, present.
Director Watkins.
Director of Communications, present.
Senator Whitaker. Director Whitmire.
Director of Internal Affairs, present.
Senator Wright.
All right, so do we have a motion on the floor to approve the 70th meeting minutes? Senator Jones,
I move to approve the 70th meeting minutes.
is there a second? Senator Robinson, all in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. All right, so we're gonna move into office reports. We have the new Vice President of Student Affairs, Eric Arneson, here, and he's gonna come tell us some words.
I'm trying to get my back to y'all, but I guess I'm going to have to do a little bit. My name is Eric Arneson. I am the new Vice President of Student Affairs. This is my day 7. I'm very excited to be here. So basically my job is I report to President Whitten, and my responsibility is making sure you all are successful, that you all feel comfortable, that you feel you have a place and a voice on our campus, which of course you as leaders already do, but helping you work with you and help other students feel successful as well. I'm moving here from Wisconsin, which is very cold, but for 15 years before that, I was in Miami, Florida, at Florida International University and University of Miami. So I've had some different types of schools, which hopefully I can share with you all and give you some experiences of different kind of places. But really, my job on campus, my main job is to be the chief student advocate. So my job is to sit with the president and tell her about student issues and concerns and what's going on and what do we need to do to make this place better for our students, because this is what it's all about. At the end of the day, we are here I am here only because of you all. I have no purpose without you all being here. So in essence, I work for you, so please be gentle. And I think I'm funny, which gets me in trouble. But I'm excited. President Bradford and I have had a chance to sit down and speak, and I think you guys are headed in a really exciting and positive direction as an organization. But this campus, as you know, that's why you chose to come, this place is on the come, and it's pretty exciting for me to join a university like this on the rise. Hopefully I can bring some skills and experiences that can help you all be more successful, but you're already successful. Help you be successful, but really kind of another goal is to work with you all, work with our students to create an energy on our campus where every student feels that they matter and every student feels that they belong. And if we can do that, you know, it's going to be even more magical than it is now. So I don't know if you want me to, if anybody have any questions or anything about what I do, or are you guys ready to get on to your real meeting? I just wanted you to see the bald head and kind of know who this guy was. All right, anybody, anything? Yes? Try not to give me.
Treasurer Hart. I guess just coming to KSU and seeing it with fresh eyes, is there anything already on your agenda that you kind of want to get right to work on, or is it kind of plug and play and as you go you'll figure it out?
That's a great question. So those of you who have met President Whitten knows that she doesn't really allow for that time to kind of think things through. It's go time. So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, obviously things are great now, but I think in terms of some priorities, I want to make sure, I think an issue that I would like to work on a little bit is partnering with our students and kind of creating some focus on civility. You know, we've got some bigger macro issues in society that of course play out on a college campus, and working with our students to figure out how we can disagree but not be disagreeable. That's important to me. I really want to assess the leadership that you all are getting in terms of the staff that works in our division. You know, we have 120 or 50, I'd like that, employees. You know, I want to start talking with them and talking with you and making sure we're doing what we can to serve you, make sure that we're set up in a way that makes sense to serve our students. I want to do, I've been in like 430 meetings since I've been here. This is my second one with students, and that's very disappointing to me. So I've been talking to some of my staff, how do I start getting to sit down with you all and really find out what's going on? Because really, people that I'm paying are going to kind of tell me, except for those guys, are going to tell me, you know, a certain thing. But students, you have no reason not to tell exactly what your experience is. So I guess a super high priority for me is to sit down with our students, get in front of student organizations, get in front of groups, and say, what's the story? I know this is a great place, but how can we make it even better? So those are some of my initial priorities. That was not me. You have to. You want mine?
Hi, Director Whitmare. I know you attended our first SABAC meeting, and you'll be attending many more, I expect. This may be too early to ask, but I just want your thoughts on any issues that you may have identified regarding student activity funding and any steps you're thinking of taking to address said issues, if you've identified any.
Okay. All right. Pretty early on, I will say I was very, and I told my staff and told Mr. Bradford, I was very impressed with that meeting. That's a lot of responsibility, and you all were very prepared and worked through it efficiently and effectively. And I look back at some of the spending from earlier in the year, and you all clearly don't play favorites. You look at the merit of each thing and make decisions. I think, again, I'm not making any broad determinations at this point after 7 days. I think something I would consider is, do we have enough money consistently through the whole year? So do we don't want to get to, you know, is there a way to avoid getting to a point where if we get a whole bunch of requests earlier that we don't have money late? So kind of figuring about that. I know there's some discussion around, is there too much emphasis on travel, not enough on programming? I'm not willing to say this is what it should be, but I want to look at that and see if it makes sense. Because at the end of the day, we want to serve as many students as we can, which I know you all are very intentional about already. But overall, it feels like to me, it flows quite well.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right, I appreciate your time, and I'm very excited to work with you all. Go Owls.
All right, so we're gonna go into our director's report. So can we start with Director Lopez?
Okay, hey guys. So quickly going through my report. So I did get to attend our SABAC meeting last Wednesday, and right now we're just getting ready for our supplemental requests. We have one more meeting, and then we start our actual requests for the yearly budgets. So if you're part of other organizations that are looking to submit that, get that in. I think it was, it's due, it might have been already due. I don't remember the due date. I'll let Stephen go into that one. So petition updates for the student disability name change. So the petition did go live. I got a lot of signatures within the first 24 hours. I haven't been going as hard this week because I've been trying to get a lot of logistical things figured out with it. So tomorrow I'm gonna start back up with really going hard with getting petition signatures. My goal is to get to 1,000. So I'm gonna be hanging up QR codes tomorrow. And also tomorrow I'll be presenting an update to the Commission on Ethnic and Racial Diversity. So I'm really excited about that because it's a presidential commission, so I get to raise even more awareness about the change. And I will be meeting with Pamela Almond, who is the director of that department, very soon to give her updates and see how she's feeling it. Dining committee app is up, so I talked about the dining committee, which I'll be presenting a resolution on tonight so I can get established into our actual, what we do in SGA. So that's up and live, gotten some applications, gonna probably end it next week so I can get the interviews in and get everybody in cahoots with it. Academic calendar planning committee, I got to attend the meeting. So pretty much the big things we got from there is that we can't start our academic calendar, so we can't have our first day too early in August because of 9-month contracts with the faculty. So it makes sure we have to like start a little bit later. Actually really excited news, this August coming up, we have the mini semester coming back up for incoming freshmen. So it'll be a econ class, and they're looking to enroll 300 students for that mini semester, and it'll be from July 27th to August 7th. Next, I got to attend the Chastain Road corridor study in place of Director Billings because she wasn't able to attend. So what we did was pretty much we got to walk Chastain Road and like say, hey, do you feel safe walking here? What do you think can be improved? Blah, 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 blah. Really cool, and then they're looking for student input, so if you have any recommendations to the corridor study about Chastain Road, reach out to Director Billings or reach out to me and we can get that to them. Today I got to meet with the computing and sophomore engineering dean and then also their associate dean, really cool people, love them. I got to learn about, because we pretty much talked to them about the standardization of getting 25% of the grades put in across the university by the withdrawal date to inform students more on if they need to withdraw or how they're doing in the classes in general. So pretty much what the associate dean informed me of, there's something called D2L Insight, and pretty much what it does is let the professors, the administration know whether or not the administration is putting their grades in regularly. So they put a pause on it right now, but the study will be starting back up soon, she told me. And then also I talked to her about D2L in general, and apparently there is policy that professors have to put in, they have to update grades regularly, but it's not policy they have to do it through D2L. So I asked her, I was like, well, what do you think about us making a new policy that they have to do it through D2L? And she was like, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I take that as a challenge. So we're gonna work on that. And then also this coming Friday, I have a meeting with the dean's, the College of Cole, the Dean College of, of the Coles College of Business. And then next Friday with the Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences. So if you're interested in attending that, the dean one for the Humanities and Social Sciences is going to be really cool because he's having all of his deans and his associate deans come, so the whole family is going to be there. And midterm munchies, make sure you sign up for that. Many of you have not. Deadline is March 1st. I will not be lenient on those because it's been out for almost a month now. And just a quick update in academic world, Wellstar just got a $9 million grant, so go us. And there also has been 2 majors added. And if you need more, not in that college, but in another one. So if you want information on that, please let me know. I think that's it in the report.
Great work. Director Whitmere?
Director Whitmere, hi everybody. So, just beginning this report, we'll be having our first internal affairs meeting on Friday. So if you're in internal affairs, attend that. And SGA week is coming up. I'll let Director Watkins speak on that more. I'll be presenting a resolution on the floor that I'm bringing on behalf of a loosely organized group of RSOs here on campus who are dedicated to sustainability. So I'll be speaking on that whenever we get to it. We are currently in the preliminary planning stages for events after SGA week, so that should be to be announced. We'll speak on that as the time comes, and end of report.
Director Billings.
Hi guys, it's IHOP night. If your body is in this room, we get to go eat IHOP after this. That includes all of you beautiful faces in the audience, also the audiovisual team. If you want pancakes, we're going to IHOP, 179 Cobb Parkway. At that location, I called ahead. They know we're a big group. They know we're coming. So they should know to go ahead and say, oh, it's those KSU people. But tomorrow, icy hot, if you go by between 3 and 10 p.m., which you should, you have to tell the cashier that you are there for Kennesaw State University student government, so they can set the receipts aside. So please remember that for the kids. Skyzone coming up next Thursday from 4 to 8. This is very, very important. I'm going to put a graphic in the business chat. Please share this with your friends, your dog, your mom, your professor. We have to have at least 25 people here to get a percentage. I've partnered with Director Lopez to get that out to housing, so hopefully we can get some of those folks to come out. But drop that in any group me you're in for your classes, other organizations. We really want the student body to show out. For Skyzone, there is a waiver you have to fill out online prior. They ask that you go on the website Skyzone Kennesaw to do it before that day, but they do have tablets out front if you show up and you forgot. You can do it then as well. We do have an Owl Life event set up for Skyzone. Thank you to Ron, that was in the student inform today. So if anybody has questions, feel free to tell them, look on Owl Life. The goal is to have more percentage nights coming. I've been in talks with a few other locations and businesses, so fingers crossed we can get some more funds for the donor drive. And lastly, External Affairs Committee. Meetings start next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Kennesaw campus in the office right before the governance meeting. End of report.
Directors, DPL Snell.
Hey, how y'all doing? So the first thing is hold on, I can't really read my handwriting, my bad, y'all. Okay, so be on the lookout for strikes and demerits. I'm gonna be sending out emails about those next week. Those gonna be an update that I'm giving y'all. Remember that failure to schedule your one-on-ones is a strike, and doing your one-on-one, failure to do your one-on-one is also a strike. And then an update as far as revisions. You guys are still not being active participants in helping me with revisions. It's very important that y'all come to the revisions or that y'all add y'all input because y'all are part of the student government. Y'all are active senators, so that matters. The reason why we're taking so importance is because the last time we did this, a lot of y'all that are currently in the Senate y'all weren't aware of what those changes were and what they really affected. So we're in a situation where we're not really able to move as a governing body because we don't really understand the bylaws like we should, you know what I'm saying? So to help that out, what we did is we created a running document that's gonna have all the revisions in them, and you're all gonna be added to that document with view-only access, just so that y'all can see those revisions as they happen daily. And with that, y'all will be able to send us the recommendations y'all have, or if there's any discrepancies y'all have with the revisions that are going on, we know that right then and there. And when the time comes for us to actually do revisions out here and during the actual meeting, it doesn't take a long time. Last time we went through maybe like 4 or 5 meetings doing revisions, and they took up like 20, 30 minutes each time. And we don't want to do that this time. So we're trying to be proactive. Please pay attention to that document when it comes out. In the report.
Director Watkins.
Hi, everyone. Most importantly, I dropped it in a lot of the chats. Tomorrow we're doing filming for SGA Week promo. So later on tonight, I'll be adding people and telling them what I need y'all to wear. If you're available tomorrow between 1 and 4, please come so we can have as much SGA representation as possible in the video. SGA week is 2 weeks out. I'll put all the programming and the events in the group chat so that y'all know what's coming up. Just to let you know now, you'll need to have Tuesday at 6:30. You'll need to be available Tuesday at 6:30 for a mandatory event, and then for the meeting that's on the Kennesaw campus for March 4th, you'll need to be available at 6 unless you have a class, in which you'll need to let me know ahead of time. The newsletter, any things that you'd like to discuss about in the newsletter, please reach out to me, and then we can make sure that gets in there. And I believe, communications committee, please see me after it in the report.
Treasurer Har.
Treasurer Hard. Hey guys. So just an update. Probably the last supplemental SABAC meeting is going to be March 18th. The deadline for that meeting is going to be yesterday. So I believe I said that at the last meeting, but just to kind of give you guys a heads up. Like JJ said, or Director Lopez had said, annual budget requests are going to start coming up. Those are going to be due March 27th, 2020 at noon. They're going to have like help meetings before then, so RSOs can kind of like understand the process and get the help they need to make sure that they get the money that they need for the next upcoming fiscal year. I've helped people out in the past with their budgets, just to make sure that everything looks right on paper. Obviously, I can't give you a SABAC decision or anything like that, but I can help make sure it's compliant with the guidelines that they've set out in the protocol manual. Just an update on spending. We've sent about $2,000 of the $4,600, and next meeting we're going to have a more in-depth mid-semester budget report where I'll do the presentation, and then later in the semester we'll have the end-of-semester report like we did last semester. So, end of report.
Vice President Vita.
This Friday, I'm going to Library Faculty Advisory Committee as a student representative. Last week, President Tariq and myself met with President Witten, and President Tariq will speak more on that. So to speak on your one-on-ones, because Ganama is not here, second meeting should already be scheduled, or should be scheduled now with Senate Lead Ganama. There is not much time left in February, and at the meeting, you will be discussing what you have done so far in respect to your project, and hopefully you guys are keeping up with your timeline. End of report.
Hey everybody, how you doing? President Bradford. So I was able to meet with President Witten, with Vice President Vita, as he mentioned before. We was just filling her in on how we were moving as SGA going into this semester. She was interested in us moving away from programming and getting more legislative work going. She says she expects more papers on her desk if we're gonna have more legislation work coming, so let's do that. I had the pleasure to meet with the Vice President of Student Affairs, Ed Coniston. Hey, how you doing? I really liked him. He's very genuine. He's very proactive about the student pulse on campus. He wants to know who he can link up with, who he can meet with, and how he can make campus a better, more welcoming place for the students to make you feel more involved, to help build that campus culture that we're already building. So I'm looking forward to working with you more in the future, and I appreciate you meeting with me. Unfortunately, the Policy Process Council meeting was postponed until March 17th, so I won't have information on that until March. So I'll keep you guys up to date with that. Erica Brown from Diversity and Inclusion reached out to me to set up a meeting with Dr. Carrie Butler for next Wednesday, but there was a time conflict. So by the next meeting we have, I should be able to let you guys know what happened in our meeting and why we wanted to meet. End the report. Director Watkins with the follow-up.
One more thing I forgot, y'all, is that so campaigning's about to start. So whether or not you're graduating, coming back, or not coming back, we need to promote campaigning so that we can have a lot of people participate in voting in the report.
So now we're going to move into open forum. This is when you guys have a chance to let us know what you guys have been doing. On behalf of SGA, remember you are required to have an office report once a month. So if you did not speak at the last meeting, you are required to speak at this meeting. And that's all. Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. I'll try to keep this one quick. I had the chance to be a part of the Stay Back meeting. I went and saw what you guys were doing in there, all cool stuff. The director of student activities on Marietta, he's been hosting a breakfast for involved students on the Marietta campus, and I was a part of that last Monday. What else? Oh, today I had the chance to finesse my way into a little luncheon that we were doing for Engineering Week, and what that was basically our dean giving out awards to students and faculty and staff on campus and all that little stuff. So a little presenter came up by and talked about the bridge on the Kennesaw campus because he was a part of like the actual construction of that bridge, and that was cool. I'm trying to set up a meeting with my dean about the whole student advisory board. I know I haven't been updating you guys on that, and that's my fault, but we're back on track with it, and that's it.
Thank you. Senator Dixon.
Senator Dixon. Hi. So since the last time we met, I had a chance to meet with our dean, the new interim dean, and we talked about the search for the new dean, as well as the merging of the applied math and the math major. And I think it's going to go into effect not next fall, but soon after. We also talked about getting pre-professional advisors for departments, as well as boosting the morale of the mathematical students in the department. End of report.
Senator Abdul.
Senator for Coast Cause of Business. So I met with the elections committee, super excited to see a nice, clean race going on. I also went into a lunch and learn for information systems because for some reason I'm taking a class. So, you know, engineering majors, if you like want to learn a little something about the jobs that they have, I got you. Yeah, I'll let you keep that. Yeah, end of report.
Senator Robinson.
Senator of Fraternity and Sorority Life. So I've been meeting with my director basically every week now since the beginning of the semester in regards to my project. And next Tuesday, I'll be meeting with the VP of Public Relations from each council in regards to making progress on it. And also, I just want to note that the Sigma Alpha chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated is having their Poodle Puff flag football tournament, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the donor drive. End of report.
Gotcha. All right, just a reminder, we would like for you guys to read off a piece of paper and not your cell phone, and also information not regarding SGA will be in announcements, but I appreciate you. My bad. Senator Vance.
Hello, Senator for Registered Student Organizations. This month has been like pretty slow for me. So I plan on meeting with the VP of Student Affairs, but I have to get that meeting set up. So end of report.
Senator Jones.
All right, so since the last time we met, I was selected to sit as an at-large member of the Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences Advisory Board, so yeah. Diversity Award voting begins in March, so be on the lookout for that. Those include all of the presidential commissions through the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, so things like co-ed, as well as sustainability and things like that. Like I said, opens up in March. I will be attending the co-ed meeting tomorrow with Director Lopez to present on behalf of SGA the name change for Student Disability Services to Student Accommodation Services. And co-ed on March 5th at 2 p.m. will be hosting tours of the Zuckerman Museum of Arts for their Black History Month presentation. End of report.
Senator Rhodes.
Senator for College of Arts speaking. How y'all doing? Since the last time I talked to my dean, which was November, we've been keeping up with emails. It's been really slow for me this semester. So we scheduled early December meeting points, so we scheduled in March. I wanted to schedule in January, February, but we scheduled in March and April. But pretty much we discussed, me and him are still discussing the ongoing of the update of the visual arts building. And I went by to check when I was doing my homework the other day, and they are reconstructing the building. Like, they're doing everything new to the building, adding new rooms. They're really pretty much renovating the entire area. So yeah, I've been updating my constituents on events that are coming up soon with my dean, actually, and I'm going to get more with him in March while I implement my project proposal to him. And yeah, in the report.
Senator Abdul.
I just forgot to say something. So I also met with various professors within the marketing department regarding my proposal and which direction I should go in, and it's looking pretty good. Like within the next 2 meetings, I should be presenting it to my dean, and then we'll talk about changes, amendments, and then I will present it to the marketing department for them to implement it.
Senator Wright.
Senator for Coles College of Business. So my co-senators and I are meeting with our dean tomorrow. We're going to be talking about our projects and how we can make some progress on them. And if any of you business people in the Coles College have some concerns that we can bring to her, just come visit one of us or text us and let us know. End of report.
Senator Mobley.
Just quick, Senator for Student Athletics, just quick reminder for games coming up this weekend. We have softball. We need more attendance to softball games. So Friday we have 3 and 5:30, and then Saturday 12:30 and 5:30. Those are for softball games. And then women's lacrosse is Saturday at noon. And then looking ahead for people who are interested in putting on the calendar the spring football game, the confirmed date is March 26th at 7 p.m. All right, in the report.
Senator Trantham.
Okay, so this morning I met with Bagwell's TPA supervisor, and we talked about just what I can do to help the students, and we're going to set up like a panel or a webinar or something that invites alumni to come and attend and just relieve the worries of what EdTPA can bring on to students, just to help guide and encourage them. And then a professor reached out to me. They're having a summer push event to showcase the Bagwell College of Education, and she wants student government representation there. Basically, me as education, but she said she just wants to show all of the students what the student government does. That's cool. And then we had the elections meeting last night, and it went really well. And like Jess said, just show out in campaigning and expressing to your peers why it's important to vote. That's all. End of report.
Senator Johnson. I'm sorry, I'm working on all the new names, I swear.
Senator for the Honors College. I have a meeting with my dean tomorrow, and that meeting is just to introduce myself and let her know what I want to do for the college. And also, I'll run by my project idea and what she thinks about it.
Senator Jones.
Just a small addition. Since we last met, I selected my lovely 15 advisory board members, and our first meeting will be the first week of March. So if anybody in SGA, because I know people expressed interest, would like to sit in on those meetings, please speak to me after the meeting.
Senator Bing.
Senator Bing. I got the opportunity to talk to a few professors that taught a computer programming in 1 and 2 about adding on the languages to our classes in our programming in 1 and 2 for our entry-level classes. The only thing they talked about, really, the issue would kind of be is how we would add the extra credit to it, because their classes would be set up differently. So I kind of want to set a meeting up with the dean to further talk about that.
All right. Seeing no one else, we will move into new business. We're going to have our sustainability resolution presented by Director Whitmire at this time. in, please. Just a little bit more, just a little more.
We good to speak? We good to go? All right. Hi, everybody. Director Whitmere here. So after the WRC resolution was passed last semester, I got in contact with, like I said earlier, a loosely organized group of RSOs who are dedicated to sustainability here on campus. And so they came to me with a new resolution here, basically a resolution to prohibit the sale and distribution of single-use plastics here on campus. This is just a resolution to endorse that measure, and this is something that we're just doing to, on behalf of these groups. Basically, this group of RSOs, which I'll just read out here, we have the Human Services Club, Animal Justice Association, Eco Owls, YDSA, Young Dems, Owls Against Hunger, UNICEF, and Stories for Sustainability. They're all backing this resolution, and they want to see it passed, and they want to see it on Pamela Whitten's desk, or President Whitten, my apologies. And so just going into detail, if you don't know what a single-use plastic is, basically it's a plastic that you use once and you just throw away. It's basically unrecyclable. And so just going into detail, we would not be the only university to ban single-use plastics here. So I know Duke, Vanderbilt, and a number of the other Ivy Leagues have endorsed or have had measures passed to ban the use of those plastics on their campuses. And yeah, I believe that this resolution would fall within KSU's motto and goals, dedicated to sustainability. And so I just believe that SGA should get behind this measure. So any questions?
Director Lopez.
Director of Academic Affairs. So when we vote on this, we're just voting as in support, not as in we are responsible for making this change happen.
Correct. This is just a measure that was written by these RSOs, and I'm presenting it on behalf of them. So this is strictly an endorsement of this move.
Senator Jones.
Senator for American Minorities, did they discuss any transitional phasing out of this single-use plastic at all?
No, they've gone into detail about what steps were taken. So I know they discussed Coca-Cola Freestyle machines in detail, basically how those were a great example of single-use plastics, but they haven't gone into an actual transitional plan.
Thank you.
Yep.
Director Watkins.
Director of Communications, did they discuss with you kind of the feasibility of this? Like, while it would be cool for Kennesaw to not have single-use plastics, like, what is the actuality of us doing it? And is it something that is, like, worth SGA backing because it'll actually happen?
So the thing we discussed specifically was that going into detail about the transitional plan is that, like, while they didn't go into detail, they know the feasibility of it is possible. As stated initially, that we would not be the only university to go through this measure. I don't think they want to go do a one fell swoop, like we're just going to get rid of plastics altogether. They want to get this measure on the table first, and then if it's accepted by the university, then start working out an actual plan going forward.
Director Lopez.
So if they were to move into making this resolution happen, how would that affect the off-campus vendors we use, like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, places like that? Because even though KSU has banned it, their companies haven't. So would that mean we have to get rid of them, or would that mean that they would just have to conform to what we want?
We'd most likely have to work out contracts with other companies. If those companies aren't able to conform to those new rules, then we would most likely have to stop doing business with them. So,
Senator Jones.
Senator for American Minorities, is it at all realistic to ask them to kind of go back to the drawing board and present us a resolution that is a little bit more detailed as to how we're going to structure a transitional phase, so that way when SGA is giving support, we know that there's a feasible way to make this happen?
If that's necessary, then absolutely, I can go back to them and say like, hey, this resolution needs to actually have a transitional plan going forward. It can't just be an expression of that this is something we want done, that SGA is looking for more detail on that. But that is up to y'all.
Senator Allen.
Senator for University College. So right now in like California, they're also doing like a statewide ban for plastics. And UCLA has implemented a sustainability officer to hold the campus accountable and make sure that like stuff gets moving and happening. Is there like any way to like have that included?
Going forward, with the number of sustainability initiatives that these groups are looking to move forward with, I believe that it would be in the best interest of SGA to actually start having an institution, I guess, set up to address that specifically. So having an actual sustainability officer within SGA, or at least having a committee to address that in particular. Not really a committee, but it would be having SGA have an actual fundamental, I guess, institution, again, to address this would be best going forward.
Ron.
Just as point of information, there is a sustainability person on campus. Like, they work in facilities and they actually are charged with doing sustainability work. So that person already kind of exists.
Senator Jones with the final question of the evening.
Senator for American Minorities, just a point of information, we also have the Presidential Commission of Sustainability through the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. So I definitely suggest, if they haven't already got in contact with them, which I'm sure they are, to get in contact with that commission, because they do a lot of work for that as well.
So the resolution that we have right now, they're also presenting it to a number of those commissions, but at the moment, they were just looking to cover all their bases with this. So.
Seeing no more questions, is there a motion on the floor to approve this resolution? Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology, I move to approve this motion.
Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Trantham. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, so that's 15. And any abstentions? This does not pass. So we will now move into our dining committee resolution with Director Lopez.
Okay, so I was not able to get this out to you guys prior to the meeting, so I'm going to read it off. It's not very long, so that you guys can get an informed decision on your vote. Okay, so this is the resolution to establish an advisory standing committee for Kennesaw State University dining services, and it is sponsored by the Director of Academic Affairs, myself, Giovanni Lopez. So whereas both the Kennesaw State University mission statement and vision clearly state that the university aims to be student-centered and values student-inspired actionable plans, whereas KSU Student Government Association serves as the voice of the student body and advocates to faculty/staff on their behalf, whereas KSU's SGA provides opportunities for the general student body to give constructive feedback to university officials, whereas KSU student body desires to have a voice in the decisions being made about the services they purchase, whereas the dining services Whereas dining services affects every student living on campus due to there being a meal plan requirement and also a large percentage of commuter students who either also have a meal plan or use their personal funds to dine on campus. Whereas KSU currently does not have an advisory committee for dining services comprised of students that influences initiatives made by the department. Resolved, the Kennesaw State University Student Government Association established a standing committee comprised of 2 representatives from the Student Government Association, 2 residential students from the Kennesaw campus, 2 residential students from the Marietta campus, 1 commuter student, 1 representative from the Housing and Residential Life Department, and 1 faculty/staff member that has a primary goal of voicing general concerns and desire to the Dining Services Department in order to cultivate a more student-informed decision-making process. Any questions or concerns?
Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. I was wondering, based on the phrasing in that last little resolve part, where it says we need 2 people from the SGA, but also 2 people that are like residential on Kennesaw and Marietta. If somebody was in the SGA that lived on campus, would they serve both of those spots?
No, I would rather it be 2 specifically for SGA and then 2 specifically for the residential places. Any other questions?
All right. Treasurer Har.
Treasurer Har, have you brought this up with your connections in dining and sustainability services, and were their thoughts on this?
Yeah, I actually had a meeting with Shane Collins. I mentioned at my director report last week how he actually has met with his supervisors, and they're actually extremely on board. This is working with them directly. It's not just an SGA initiative, it's with them as well. So he was actually going to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it. So this is something that's completely okay with them. It's actually a collaboration. And as I said before, the applications are already live. I've already gotten some applications in, so it'll be up until next week. So this is already up and going. Also, there will be need to be a bylaw revision added to the standing committees because this is something that needs to be sustained. This is a very big department on campus that affects almost every single one of us. I see you all eating Chick-fil-A in the Commons. It affects every one of us. So it needs to be something that we can sustain. So my idea of how it will be going on for the next few years is that it'll be chaired by an SG representative. It doesn't have to be director of academic affairs. It doesn't have to be director of internal affairs. It could be it could be a regular senator doing it. It can be anybody from SGA, and then also have the representatives and then everyone else who comes after that.
All right. Seeing no further questions, do I have a motion on the floor to approve this resolution? Senator Wright.
I move to approve this resolution.
Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Dixon. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. All right, that's cool. So now we are going to move into swear-ins. We're going to have Jackie Mons, I'm hoping I've said your name correctly, going up for the Senator of Non-Traditional Students. Can you please step to the middle of the floor and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you would like this position? Yeah, is it? Can you guys pass her a microphone?
Good evening, everyone. I am Jaquise Mons. I am here to present myself as becoming the new Senator for Non-Traditional Students. A little bit about myself. I am a junior majoring in finance. I'm also in the Army, and I want to be a Senator for Non-Traditional Students because I am a non-traditional student, seeing as though that I went to school before, couldn't afford it, and left to go to the Army so that they could pay for it. And I feel as though that I would be a good representation for the for non-traditional students because I can relate to their issues and concerns that they have. I want those students like myself to feel more comfortable on campus and to provide opportunities for them to feel more welcomed. A couple of things that I would like to do is try to work on a project as establishing a daycare for non-traditional students. Most non-traditional students have kids, they have other lives and stuff, and sometimes it's hard to make it to class and commute to school when you have, children going to school or little ones that you don't have a babysitter for and stuff like that. So I was thinking of those kind of ideas. I also want to present more courses or like classes or presentations for them to get to know the technology around campus and the resources that KSU offers. And some of them, I know I have a few in some of my classes who aren't aware of some of the things, even like little things like working D2Ls. Older students that are here, non-traditional students, aren't really aware and they're not really technical savvy. So I would like to provide more opportunities for them to get to know those resources that Kennesaw offers. Any questions?
Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. You mentioned the whole idea about daycares. Do you know if there are any other universities that have a model like already in place on that subject?
Thank you for that question. I went to Georgia State before. Georgia State does have a daycare on campus. I'm not really sure about like funding and stuff like that for it, but it does offer opportunities for education majors and students like that to fulfill internships and provide part-time jobs and stuff like that. I don't really know how it works. I'll look more into that as I get into the project.
Senator Rhodes.
Hello, Senator Rhodes for the College of Arts. How far along have you thought about this project? Like, how long has this been like in your mind? Like, 'cause I actually like that idea of daycare. That's one thing that me and him both looked at each other on. But yeah, I really like that concept necessarily. So could you speak more about that?
So I haven't thought about it long. This is only my second semester here at Kennesaw State, and as a non-traditional student, I just thought of ideas before I did the application for Student Government Association about little things that concerns non-traditional students. So it hasn't really been on my mind that long, but I've pondered about it a little bit.
Senator Abdul.
Senator for Coast Cause of Business, yeah, I also like the daycare idea. So what about like trying to partner with local daycares and like having a rated rate for like students, non-traditional students?
That's a good idea. I don't really know much about this area because I commute as well, so I don't know much about the daycares around this area, but that I will get in contact and do my research on that.
Director Lopez.
First, really love the daycare idea. I will second that. I think it's really cool that it would also offer employment opportunities for our students. So my question is, what characteristics or traits that you possess do you think that you could contribute to our Senate?
Thank you for that question. Character traits that I could present to be on the Senate would be leadership, loyalty, trust. I am dependable, reliable, punctual. I can relate to a lot of you guys, and I feel like I could bring forth new innovative ideas for my constituency and to y'all's as well.
Director Watkins.
I happen on the way with everyone else. I do just also like the daycare idea, but have you spent any time thinking of any other aspect? Because non-traditional students is like encompasses a lot. So are there any other facets that you'd like to address for people who potentially are non-traditional but don't have children and still like need help with that transition?
Thank you. I have not really thought about other ideas. That was kind of the main one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like the technology courses, that was just another one that I thought of.
Are you involved in any other organizations on campus, or do you hold any leadership roles? And have you been active in the non-traditional community to see what they would like to see coming from a senator?
Thank you for that question. I am only a part of one other organization, seeing as though I am a non-traditional student, so I work a lot. I am a part of the Trust KSU, which means, sorry. I can't really remember it, but I can't remember what the R is, but it's to support and teach our other classmates around and to help them, provide them an organization for them to do community service and give back to their community. So I'm a part of that. I'm part of the community service committee and the marketing committee, where we just present new ideas for community service, and we provide ideas for flyers and stuff like that to give out to the students.
Got you. Well, seeing no questions on the floor, could you please step out for a second while we have a discussion and then have a vote?
Yes.
Thank you. We're nice people. We wasn't going to take your book bag. All right, so is there any discussion on the floor? Senator Rhodes.
Hey, y'all. Oh, I hit myself in the lip.
Title.
Senator Rhodes, College of Arts. There we go. Actually, from what she was saying, I feel like it's the same thing with anybody else in this Senate right now. I feel like once she gets in, she'll have more ideas, she'll flourish more, because she had a lot of concepts. She seemed like she had a lot of determination when she was standing there, and that's coming from me. So, yeah, actually, I approve.
Director Lopez.
I think the ideas that she did come up with were very good. I'd rather have quality over quantity when it comes to these things, because people can, just say a bunch of things they're not going to do. But she seemed like she actually had a good baseline. She seemed very nervous, so I think that when she gets past that, she'll be on fire. So, yeah.
Okay, well, personally, President Bradford, personally, I feel like she does have determination, and she doesn't really have a plan yet, but she does have a good idea. So if you guys feel like we can feed into her and help her work on her organizational structure and a timeline, then I believe this is something we can invest in. But if you guys cherish more an organized approach that you worked before you was in SGA and had a baseline already, then that's a decision that you would have to make. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But seeing no further discussion, is there a motion on the floor to approve this candidate? Senator Rhodes.
Senator of College of Arts, I move to approve this candidate.
Is there a second? Senator Solis. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. Congratulations, you got the position. So if you can meet me in the middle of the floor, we are going to swear you in, and then you can take your seat amongst the Senate. All right, so we're going to face this way. Look at the screen right here. I'm going to get on this side of you. And can you raise your right hand for me? All right, so I state your full name.
I, Jaquise Mons,
Do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government of Kennesaw State University.
do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government of Kennesaw State University
And to faithfully execute the office of, state your office,
and to faithfully execute the office of non-traditional student.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my own self-interest in matters concerning the organization.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my own self-interest in matter of concerning the organization.
I will make every effort to be available to listen to the concerns of students and to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
I will make every effort to be available to listen to concerns of students and to respond to those concerns and as I seek to carry out my duties.
Congratulations, you can take a seat amongst the Senate. All right. So we have one more person going up for appointments today. We have our very own Senator Jones trying to get voted into the Governance Committee. Senator Jones, could you please come to the center of the floor and let us know why you would like the position and why you're a good fit for it?
Hi guys, my name is Deja Jones. I'm the Senator for American Minorities. I'm a junior, I'm a third year. I would like to be a part of Governance Committee because I have studied the Constitution and the bylaws, and I have an appreciation for and a passion for upholding the regulations and the laws of the rights of a senator.
Do we have any questions on the floor for Senator Jones? Senator Robinson.
Senator for Fraternity and Sorority Life, what do you feel like you can bring to Governance Committee?
Thank you for that question. I feel like with my position as Senator for American Minorities, I can bring an inclusive and a happy medium between inclusion and equity, which is fairness within difference. So I would like to believe that I can have responses to each situation from an unbiased and impartial perspective.
So, do you believe that you can go in with a clear mind and an unbiased view? Because governance is a very important committee, and you guys kind of lay the law of the land. And so we need people who are very candid and can be upfront with the conversations, but also not be too headstrong with their own biases. Do you think you could fit in that role?
I do believe that I'm very headstrong in the things that I'm passionate about, but I'm also extremely passionate about our governing body. And I don't want to allow any of my own personal biases to affect the resolutions and the long-term effect on the student body. So I can assure that my approach to my position in governance would be far different from the approach that I take to my role in American Minorities, because it is a different position from the one that I serve in our body.
Director Watkins.
So being in the Senate for the amount of time that you have, how would, and then just kind of having experience with the way situations played out last semester, how would you go about making tough decisions regarding people that you work with on a daily basis, and then also disseminating information in regard to like telling people about strikes and whatnot?
So I've been in the Senate since last May. Last semester, we had complications within the Senate that I personally believe could have been handled a little bit more harsh. So I think that the reality of my position working with my fellow senators is that though I have respect and love for everybody in the Senate, everybody is still required to do their job. Otherwise, they are discounting the realities and the affairs of the student body. So I like to believe that my perspective on that would stand strong because of my passion for serving the students.
Well, seeing no further questions, do you mind stepping out while we have further discussion and a vote? Do we have any discussion on the floor? Senator Robinson.
Senator for Fraternity and Sorority Life, I just would like to say Ms. Jones really does know the whole bylaw and the Constitution. She be there every Tuesday at 6:30 with us going through the revisions, so she wasn't lying. Like, she's the truth.
Senator Abdul.
I would like to echo the sentiments of Senator Robinson. Senator Jones is always in the office with us. She's had a bunch of brilliant ideas for moving this organization forward and making sure that everything is unbiased and straightforward so that there will be no gray area.
Director Lopez.
I just want to quickly echo something that she said that I think is very important. Senator Jones is very good with coming with love and compassion for everybody, but she really stands strong on those bylaws, and you're gonna do your job, or else you're not gonna be here. And I greatly appreciate that, because this is a position that everyone needs to take seriously, and I think the value of the positions have gone down a little bit. And I think with her being in governance, we'll make sure everybody who's in these positions are quality people.
Director Whitmer.
I'd like to echo the sentiments of all three of our previous speakers. I believe Ms. Senator Jones is probably the most qualified candidate that we have out of this entire Senate for governance. She is in there at every meetings at 6:30 on Tuesday, and she's proposed numerous great ideas and revisions for the bylaws, so I endorse her.
Director Watkins.
In agreement with everyone, Senator Jones is absolutely amazing. She's passionate, she's dedicated, she's hardworking, and she works really hard to be impartial and equitable, which I think is the most kind of vital aspect of being on governance.
Well, not to sound like a broken record, but it's Senator Jones. We know how Senator Jones works. She's one of the most active people we have in the whole organization, and I think she can come and be unbiased and be candid, because she's never concerned about letting you know if you're slipping and letting you know if you're doing a great job. So she's not just laying the hammer down. She's going to let you know when you're doing a great job as well. So I endorse her as well. And seeing no further discussion on the floor, do we have a motion to approve this candidate? Director Lopez.
I move to approve this candidate.
Do we have a second? Senator Bing. Second by Senator Bing. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does, of course, pass. I'm so sorry. All right, well, congratulations. You are now the Senator Representative on Governance. There's no swearing. You are already in the Senate. We do appreciate you and love you. All right, so now we will transition from new business to announcements. This is your time to let us know anything you're doing outside of SGA within your respective organizations on off campus. Just let us know. Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. What's it called? I just want to mention, of course, it's an SGA meeting, so that means I'm going to mention the National Society of Black Engineers. If you happen to be black and an engineer, we have our meetings every other week at this exact same time, usually in here, maybe in A216. Be there or be square, because you're going to get a job.
Get them jobs. Director Whitmer, you already have a microphone.
Speaking of jobs, Director Whitmer, we had the STEM fair today here on the Marietta campus, so if you were a STEM major, you better have been there, so you could also get a job. We have the All Majors Job Fair coming up, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be on the Kennesaw campus. And if you are in internal affairs specifically, please keep an eye out for any issues that you see on campus that you believe that SGA should address. For the committee meeting, on top of us planning out some new events, I want y'all to have at least 2 issues that you want to look into and that you believe that SGA should address through a resolution. So it doesn't have to be from you. I want y'all to be speaking to individuals that you know and speaking to them to see if they can identify, or if they want SGA, any issues they want SGA to address. All right, thank you.
Before I take any further, I do want to apologize. Earlier in the meeting during new business, I mistakenly thought that I forgot. No, that falls in your constituency. So could you shout out the glorious Sigma Alpha Chapter, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated again, and let us know the event that you're doing? Can I get a microphone to Senator Robinson?
Yes, like he previously stated, so the Sigma Alpha chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated is hosting a Poodle Puff flag football tournament in April, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to KSU Miracle. That's all. Oh, another announcement. Okay, so next, just kidding, February 25th, on behalf of U Club and U Point, we're having a Glowtastic skate night. It's free entry as well as free food, so pull up, everybody, when they ask you, if you do come, tell them that I referenced you. End of announcement.
Director Lopez.
Okay, so as many of you guys know, I am an employee with the College Election Engagement Program. So big reminder that the 24th of February is the last day to register for primaries. Please make sure you register to vote. Your vote does count and is very important. And also, I'll be having an event on the 24th at 6 p.m. I partnered with multiple Hispanic and Latino Greek organizations, so we're going to have a panel discussion to talk about the importance of voting and things like that. So please come out and support. SGA is technically a partner, and our lovely Senators for American Minorities will be out there.
Director Lopez, can you remind them again how important their vote is?
Very.
Thank you very much. Senator Vance.
My sorority, the Sophisticated Sigma Epsilon chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, will be hosting a Mr. Creme de la Creme pageant on Sunday. One of our very own senators is in the pageant, Senator Rhodes. So please come out to support. If y'all want tickets, they're $7 right now. Y'all can get with Senator Rhodes. They'll be $10 at the door. Also, be on the lookout for a week of events hosted by my chapter next week. So you can look at my Instagram or follow SC Deltas on Instagram.
Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Senator Vance. Yeah, first and foremost, I was going to speak on health and awareness of March. March is my birthday month, and we usually do a lot of health and awareness stuff. So we will be going to the trail of Kennesaw, the Kennesaw Mountain every Saturday. If anybody would be welcome to do that. We will be running a mile up, a mile down, first and foremost. Second of all, I am in the pageant Sunday. If you all would like to come support me, that's okay, cool. I appreciate it. I love you all very much. And nothing to report.
Senator Jones.
Georgia primaries are March 24th, so like Director Lopez said, everybody please go out and vote. People vote in November, but people don't vote in March. So please go out and vote for your primaries.
Senator Jones, how important is your vote?
Very, very important.
Thank you very much.
Also, March 10th, SLS is hosting a Women's in Leadership banquet. So all of my lovely people who identify as a woman, please go out to SLS's event March 10th. It's going to be in Perelman. It's going to be in Perelman 1000. Like I said, it is the Women's in Leadership banquet. It's going to be free food and networking, so please come.
Senator Gordon.
Senator of College of Science and Mathematics. I have tickets for March Madness. It is a party that is in March by the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and I have them with me today for $10. So if you would like one, please come see me because I really would like to get these tickets off my hands.
Senator Abdul.
Senator for Coast Cause of Business. So last sometime was the basketball game. I told y'all there was going to be free shirts. We gave out 1,500 shirts. I know because I put them on the seats. So if you didn't come, that's your loss. So like Senator Mobley said, please come out to the games. We're giving out free stuff to incentivize you.
Senator Wright.
Senator for Coast College of Business. So this Friday, Miracle at KSU is hosting their event Miracle Men, and if you don't know what that is, it's a male pageant. It's a very silly, fun event to watch, so tickets are $5 online, so I can drop the link in our group me if y'all want to do that, and at the door they're $8. It'll be at 7 p.m. in the Burris Auditorium. Our very own Treasurer Hart is going to be participating in it. So if you want to, I thought you were.
He might be.
He's in the group me, so he better be. If you'd like to support him as well as the kids, y'all should show out. It'll be fun.
Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. A lot of you may not know, but I'm minoring in political science, and your vote does count. So just so you don't get hit with a crossover move, yes, the presidential primaries are March 24th, but there are also statewide primaries in May sometime. So vote twice because there are 2 primaries because Georgia wants to suppress your votes.
Senator Coakley, how important is your vote?
Very important.
All right. Director Whitmer.
Director Whitmer, your vote's really important.
Director Watkins.
Okay, well, speaking of all things Sunday and all things birthdays, y'all, it's our president's birthday on Sunday, so.
All right. And for the final announcement of the evening, Director Billings.
Director Billings, I will be fast. My phone just locked. I'm going to unlock it so I can give you the date. All right, here we go. Next Tuesday, the 25th, I am in a group, Love Your Melon Crew at Kennesaw State. We're doing a glow-in-the-dark Zumba in the rec center. So if you like Zumba and you want to glow in the dark, you should come to that. 7 to 8. And also, we have another DKMS swab drive coming up on the 29th. It will be off campus, location TBD. So if you have not been swabbed yet to see if you are a potential bone marrow donor, you should come. Let me know if you're interested. And this is a reminder, if your body is in this room, you are going to IHOP at 9 p.m. tonight. All of you beautiful people in the audience are welcome. Audio-visual team, you are welcome to come as well. For the kids, get the money, get the pancakes. Thank you.
All right. And I know I said that was our last announcement, but I lied because I can do that sometimes. Final announcement, February 25th. Since I got put on blast, I'm going to put her on blast. Director Watkins is having her 22nd birthday. She's getting kind of old, I know, right? So, yeah, that is all. Do I have a motion on the floor to adjourn this meeting? There's usually a lot more hands than that. Y'all want to stay? Okay, yeah. Senator Mobley.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Do we have a second on the floor? Seconded by Senator Gordon. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass.